So here we are, Saturday the 22nd of June, a week. The Masak birds have been held over today. One of mine has gone. A week before the Tarbes National Flying Club race. Me and Julie, we've just been away for 11 days, and in charge of our small setup has been Stuart Goldstraw. 6th open last year, I think he was, so the birds are in good hands. I'm only sending one. Her nest sister didn't come back from Chalet, unfortunately, and I've clocked her twice at Tarbes, so it's all down to the dark twinny this year. So I'm just going to wander around. There we go. That used to be the young bird up. It's now back to being the concrete shed where I first started 5 years ago. When I moved in 5 years ago, Stuart sent down 18 young birds. Bush Art base mainly, Dordin, Alan Winstanley's Cornipius, Office Race Team, and they've done me proud. I come from Leeds originally, so since I've been here I'm happy with what's been achieved. I don't need to win. I'm quite happy with seeing them back safely, and as long as I'm happy that they've done well, that's all that counts. As I say, the concrete shed, which had the big Sputnik on there, is now back to a shed. So we go from there, just put a new patio on it with a tip up to this year when I was doing UK pigeon careers. Now we've got it all finished totally up, and that's my sitting point for watching the birds. Because we're in such a narrow triangular garden, a small setup, most of the birds have to hit the house roof and then down. There is one that goes straight in. So here we have 15 nest boxes in here. Plenty of room. Normally at the beginning of the season we pair up. Try not to pair too early because we're really distance minded. Maybe 15's too many. I think 12 pairing here is happy enough. 15's too many. At one time it had a partition. It's a Blake's loft. He's on wrong perch, but luckily the cock that comes from there, he's the one that's at Malone. Masak. Some of the other boxes I've lost. I started this season, I got totally despondent and cut down, and I started this season with 5 pair. I'm now down to 2 pair and 1, 2, 3 cocks, but they don't sit on the perches, they've got to go. So here she is, the lady for Tarbes. This is Dark Twinny. She's been everywhere. She won Miss Saints at 2-year-old, raced well as a young bird, did okay at yearling, went to Old Ends National. She's been everywhere. She got me, and then she won Saints, and a year after I set her up at Saints National, and she ended up in Suffolk on the day, 485 mile on the day. He kept her overnight and let her go, and she arrived back home the day later. So she did 485 mile. I didn't down her for. I thought that was fantastic. She went to Tarbes last year for the first time. That was 517 mile is Saints to here. She went to Tarbes for the first time last year. She's now 5-year-old, won at Originals, and this year all the hopes are pinned on her. bred by Stuart Goldstraw, who's been looking after them for 11 days. So I were unsure whether to send her Stuart. I was thinking maybe wait a week and let her go to Saints. Stuart loves it a bit, as I do, so she's going to Tarbes. Unless anything happens between now and Tuesday. She's a cracking head. You'd want a loft full, even though she hasn't won too many prizes, and that's not her fault, that's my fault, because I'm not as keen as I should be. She's paid at Rex Dowen here, Rex Docock. He won Carrington last year for me. Flown okay this year. I just keep thinking 350 mile is his distance, and any farther might be too much. Maybe he should have gone, if I'd have been at home and not on holiday, he would have gone to National. And come on, lad. Come on. Off you go. In. Oh, he's gone out. He's gone to play. This is Rex Dowen. She, 2-year-old this year. Hopes for her. She's consistent but not quite good enough. Keen as mustard on the nest. Cock's away at Massac, and she'll just stay at home. She won't go. I'm not, even last year I think she only had 2 races because I just kept her at home. She races Young Bird, did the programme. As I say, I start the pair them up, put them on a roundabout. So cocks are in this section. I just open that hatch, let the hens out at the other side where they used to be on V perches, let them out, drive the cocks through, hens back in here, fed at the nest boxes, and jobs are good and nice and easy. Change water. I'm not a very good cleaner out, so I do have a bit of deep litter, shovel it to the back, plenty of straw when they're nesting, water change twice a day, grit on a brick. I saw Southwest One Loft race, Richie Elliott. That's how he does it. He gets an old house brick, a dry house brick, he puts grit and minerals on it, and I love the idea. It's better than if you have a little round pot and it gets soggy. It's hard work. Doing it this way, it's easy. And I do replenish it on purchase for hens, especially because if you've got a silly daft cock, he's gonna, when they go down floor for grit and minerals, he's gonna pester them to death, and they don't want, for distance, they don't want pestering. Do we, girl? You don't need pestering, do you? Well, you need a bit of love and attention. So, right, tell viewers you're hopefully going to Tarbes on Tuesday. Tell them what you've had. You've had Stuart for 11 days. You're sitting eggs about 8 or 9 days. Are you talking to me? 8 or 9 days. You've had a bit of homoform this morning, a couple of peanuts tonight. You're going to have the same again tomorrow. You'll have 1 training chuck. She'll leave at last race you went to, which were a bit tough, but you come back from there, okay? Your sister didn't, and I think looking at you, you'll be back no matter what. Whether you would love you to be here after 17 hours, but that's a sort of dream, innit? But we've got about 6 days for you, and even if you don't come in 6 days, I'm well pleased with you. So that Twinny, we'll suit her half an hour, and we'll go into the next little hut. This is 10x6 is this hut, which only having a few pigeons in it makes it really easy. That's fenced at next door neighbour. She can moan at times. In fact, all neighbours can moan, as they normally do. Dave, your pigeons are on my house roof. No, they're not. moved super trap from other end where young birds used to be onto here. This is where I start the year with the widowed ends when I split them up, and it's an old shed got from down the road. Good build. Had V perches in it, but this year I've got 6 young birds and a few cocks. Cocks have got excuses because I push them. They don't sit on a perch, I push them. So the 6 young birds all okay. Stuart even commented, and I take notice of what Stuart says. Stuart commented what a good looking team of 6 it was, and I thought wow, because I thought they were a little bit weak backed, etc., but fine. So this is a little young hen that flies for Britain. When I want dark hen who's a lazy sod to fly, I let this little young one out, young hen. She flies for Britain right from word go. She was first young bird up in the sky, disappeared for an hour. So when I've come back from holiday, Stuart said, oh, they haven't been flying too much. I threw this little hen out, and her and Dark Twinny flew for about an hour together, clapping, enjoying. Supposed to be a half kip pigeon, but I can't swear by it. It came from Dave Rust. That's a son of the dark hen that's going to Tarbs. He's a little bit not very good. He was a late bred in 2010 with an 09 ring on it, and he's not been across water yet, but one day. But I just wanting to keep holding him for a little bit. You're off at Red Twinny, aren't you? One who's clocked twice at Tarbs. First time international at 2-year-old. 694 mile to us is Tarbs. Little checker hen just getting proud, along with blue hen behind me. That so all cocks are just, and these little, they're only 3 months old. I didn't pair up well about 14th of February. They're loving it, little hens, and cocks are going for it. That's another one off Dark Twinny, paired to Dark Bushart cock, Sheville's Bushart cock. Here's one off Dark Twinny's sister Red Twinny. And down on floor, this lad, 2011 pigeon. He did Young Bird National. I think he did Carrington week before as a young bird. He's just come back last Thursday, had a bit of rough at Faugiers National. He'll shine one day. He don't like it too hard, from what I get. Again, deep litter on floor, scraped it back, scraped perches off. I did, as I say, I did have the V perches in, but with young ones I like them to have box perches. They seem to be more secure, they don't fly around. Having as few as I have, it doesn't really matter, but I walk in here and they don't get disturbed, they don't rush and dash and carry on. V perches, they fly off, etc. There you go. Old cockle came back last Thursday. He's looking at young hen. She's not 3 months old yet. I did start the young birds on the darkness. I've done darkness and I love it. I love it to bits. This time I started on darkness and I fetched them off about middle of May. So it's like semi-darkness. They didn't molt through. They are throwing their flights, but they have just got that little bit maturity. Except wing-wise, they're going to be bad later on. I'm not really bothered because there's only 6. I'm not really bothered whether they race or not. Just hopefully, time allowing, I'll train them well. And I might, looking at her, I might just put a little ball in here tomorrow. Because that'll help him, because if he comes right in another 3 weeks, he can go to Saints National. He was second day last year at Saints National. I sent 3 and I Had all three between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock second day. Disappointed I didn't get one on day, 517 mile, but I don't have a lot. I can't expect a lot. Don't often go in here, so in here hard to clean out. Being so small, I mean this is 2.5 foot by 6 foot, and I have the cock down at the bottom from Dave Rust. I got him off Dave Rust. Dave's the one who sells all the whites, reds at Blackpool. I've been to Dave's a few times couriering, and when I went down I was a cock short, and I said, Dave, because he has a few pigeons, you ain't got a cock you can lend me, have you? Anything at all. He said, I've got this one here, this one here. He's very hippified, long hair. People don't like him, says he has too many pigeons at Blackpool. I won't knock him. Heart of gold when you go down to his lofts. He probably doesn't race, he's there for breeding. He breeds to sell at Blackpool. He said it's a Frank Sheeder kip. It's got a 2000 ring on it. I think it's probably a 2008, 2009 pigeon myself, because it got off of my head and it settled straight away. And it loves it being here because of my relaxed, hopefully because of my relaxed atmosphere. So he's paired to Arnold at the top, sitting obviously the eggs of one of the others. Arnold's a bit of Steve right in it. Steve, I've had some cracking pigeons from Steve. Long way to check a cock next door. Wait, what are you doing? Arnold's a girl. Arnold started off life as a boy, and it's got a bit of a wart on its wattle, so we called it Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then Arnold turned out to be a girl. She hadn't done a thing, she'd late all the time. The only time she were first bird was when I was 40 minutes late in the club. Never known before. 15 minutes late, yeah, not a problem. And she was first pigeon. And that was the day I realised there was something wrong with them. So she'll go Saints this time, hopefully. But she's in what I call stock little section. She loves it in here. I just open that up. There's no trap. I just open it up. Bob in and out. They can be out all day. I do tend to let my birds stay out all day. So basis at birds is Bushart, Dordin, Cornipius from Stuart, Jan Arden, Joss Thorne from Steve Wright, the House of Arden, and Bushart from Trevor Shevel. That's the one. I nearly packed in last year because it was getting too much, and this year I've cut down to a really minimal amount, and I've enjoyed it a lot more because I know every pigeon. We have the pigeon career business. I've never had a minute to spare for them, and I'm actually enjoying it this year. And also I'm enjoying it on strength that I'm not bothered if I win or not. Nice if you do get a place, but I send. That's all I want to do. When I want to send, I want to send. But if they said got a benzene electronic clock, they're not right good at setting it at our club. I said, well, don't set it, just send the pigeons, that's all I want. So 5 years we've been first Saints, 517 miles twice. We won Carrington, 290 mile. We've been consistent. National wise, we tend to get around about 500 open at best. I think it was 300 and something open. Section wise, they're damn good flyers round here. Take some doing to get with them. But who knows, one day they will. And I'll leave it at that for the time being. I'm going to post this, but all I can say is the enjoyment's back. They've been out, had a fly. Them couple of pair in main loft, they've been out near enough all day. I'm proud that Stuart's looked after them brilliant, and with what he does at Tarbs, if I clock the other end that's in there at Tarbs this year, it'll be all down to Stuart. So we'll see. Goodbye, so long, farewell. He's back in, nipped out. I got 8 off Rex, 8 pigeons off Rex, and he's turned out a bit best, racing wise. Quite like him, and he's only 2-year-old, so and next year I think he'll be even better. A bit skitty at times, but not over skitty. None of them are over skitty. The older ones, the old hen at the end, you can pick her off perch, and as you saw me playing with her, she'd do anything for a peanut. A bit like wife, really. So there we go. Hope you like the video. Bye for now.